So more often than not, we get a lot of comments from you guys whenever we talk about the potential return of senior players, whether that be a Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, to the T20I squad. It's a topic that we have covered a lot. And a lot of you are telling us, guys, why do you keep talking about it? What is the point of constantly talking about it? And you know what? I do tend to agree with you sometimes. I'd rather much focus on, the way Suryakumar Yadav batted, the kind of potential Yashasvi Jaiswal has shown, the way Rinku Singh has seamlessly transitioned from IPL T20s to the international world of T20Is, done it with no pains whatsoever. I'd rather focus on all of that. I would rather talk about how India's T20I future looks bright and how you're moving into a bold new era where you're playing fearless cricket. But every now and then there'll be some sort of a development or the other that brings us back right to this major elephant in the room where we keep talking about the return of a Kohli, a Rohit, a Rahul, because much as we try to ignore the noise like what KL Rahul tends to do, more often than not, it's impossible to ignore because it'll keep on blaring in our ears until it's impossible to ignore. The latest news reports that we have heard once again cast a lot of aspersions over this bold new era that the Indian cricket team was supposedly embarking on, and once again talks about the same problems that we have mentioned for ages. Why is it that you keep on going back to the same percentage cricket, even though you know and have enough proof by now that it does not work? But before we talk about that, before we go into the details of what exactly the wider implications are, why that may not necessarily be a good thing, let's talk about the news at hand, shall we? Now, the news that we here at Sports Today are getting to hear is that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, despite actually being in contention for the T20I World Cup squad, will be missing the Afghanistan T20I series. Now, both have of course been talked about for a return to the Indian team come the T20 World Cup, but is that selection really going to be based on the IPL only? Because let me remind you folks that India are only playing 6 T20Is, or rather they were playing 11 T20Is in the build-up to the T20 World Cup. 5 of those were against Australia right after the World Cup. They're done. 3 were against South Africa, 1 got washed out, 2 were played, those 2 are done. 5 plus 3 is 8 of the 11 T20Is are done, which means you only have 3 T20Is left. The 3 T20Is against Afghanistan, which Rohit and Kohli will reportedly be missing. It really does make you wonder what exactly the plan is here. Are you going to be including them only on the basis of the IPL? If that's the case, then what exactly is going to be the criteria, or what exactly are you going to be telling the young players? Because you're going to be bringing back 2 veterans who would have played no T20Is for India in the build-up to the World Cup. The last time both of them played a T20I World Cup or T20I game was in the T20 World Cup semi-final that took place against England. After that, they've not played once. So they're going to play no T20I World Cup, T20I games, but will make a comeback to the T20I World Cup squad. So great, you're bringing them back to the squad, but on what basis exactly? Are you bringing them back purely on IPL form? We know that IPL form might not necessarily always be a good yardstick because you're going to be playing different roles. You're going to expect Kohli most likely to play as a number 3 for the Indian team, but his best results or his best work in T20s come as an opener for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. So you're going to judge him for a number 3 slot on the basis of his form as an opener. It just doesn't seem to make that much sense to me. And if you really want to do it, why not bring them back to the team and say, look, play in these particular positions. We want to see how it is you play here. Instead, you're not going to do that. You're going to give them rest. You're going to ensure that they focus on the test matches. There's 2 against South Africa and then 5 which are coming up against England at home. So you're going to tell them, look, focus on the test. Your spot in T20Is is guaranteed. It's there for you. But then that brings me to the next question. What about India's young players? What exactly have any of them done wrong? What wrong has Rituraj Gaikwad done? He was probably a top run getter in that Australia series, was scoring with great intent. What wrong has Yashasvi Jaiswal done? He's gotten you big starts time and time again, and he shows that attacking intent. Even when it doesn't work, he doesn't back down. What wrong have other players done? What wrong has a Rinku Singh done? What wrong, for that matter, has a Tilak Verma done? Tilak too, by the way, hasn't exactly set the stage on fire, but you can see that he's trying to play a certain way and he's trying to always maintain an aggressive tempo. Can you say that the same thing will be done if a Rohit and Virat are there? Probably not. T20I and T20 form doesn't really suggest that. It doesn't set much of a precedence that India's changing style of play or the supposed style of play that you are aiming for should include a Rohit and Virat. Yes, they're undoubtedly greats of the game, and yes, if you're playing an ODI World Cup, there should be the first two names on the team sheet, hands down. No arguments whatsoever. The same cannot be said for T20 cricket because, quite frankly, I don't think they should be sure shot starters. Their numbers don't quite back it up, especially when you're looking at their recent numbers. In recent times, T20 cricket, T20I cricket has evolved. Now, there's no need for anchors. Now, you need to be playing in one gear only, and you need to be playing there pretty much throughout. You can't look to consolidate and then score at a strike rate of 138, 140. That's just not good enough. That'll get you scores of 160, 170, 180. And we've all seen what happens when India gets to scores of that much. 200 is par for course. Are you going to get 200 with both of these guys batting at the top of the order? It's up for debate. So, even keeping that in mind, if the team management says, you know what, we want to stick with them, why then are they not playing those T20Is which will be taking place at the last T20Is before the World Cup? Are you really going to judge them based on the IPL? History has shown you that might not be the best yardstick ever. T20Is against Afghanistan, a side who in the right conditions can be a challenge, would probably have been a much better benchmark, but that's not the route they're going to take. And what is more confusing is that you don't really know the route that is going to be taken by the Indian team as a whole, because all of this, frustrating as it may seem, is just speculation. We've not gotten an official confirmation from the BCCI. We haven't heard from the players themselves say that yes, we're going to be making a comeback. None of it. It's all source based. It's all behind the scenes chatter that we're getting to hear. Nothing is official, and so no one really knows what the plan is. But if you keep going on this route, we've seen it happen before. More often than not, you're not staring at success in an ICC tournament. You're not going to be staring at any kind of success. So we'd hope that the plans become clearer soon enough. But based on precedence, you'd probably say that that's not going to happen and that things are just going to be made up as and when you go along, and that you will see a Rohit and Virat back based on only IPL form. I don't know how to feel about that. I think it's totally unfair, not just on them, but even the youngsters who have been putting in the hard yards in international cricket. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTech app, and if you're already on the channel, well then go ahead, check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it's goodbye.